Kenny Rogers, the gambler. Let's go.
On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns of staring out the window at the darkness till boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, "Son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces and knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. So if you don't mind my saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice." So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light, and the night got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, "If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold 'em,
Oh, that's this song?
know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done." Every gambler knows that the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away, knowing what to keep. 'Cause every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser, and the best that you can hope for is to die in your sleep. And when he'd finished speaking, he turned back toward the window, crushed out his cigarette, faded off to sleep. And somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even.
Damn, he died?
In his final words, I found an ace that I could keep. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold 'em, when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the deal is done.
That was bars.
Hell yeah.
That was bars.
I only knew.
No one to hold 'em, no one to fold 'em.
Yeah, that was
Same.
it.
Same. That's the only part I've ever heard. And you know why I know it? Because first, on the old PC version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire back in the day,
Really?
like Windows, I think 2000
I used to play
version
that.
of Windows Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. They had a thing that said, basically, what's the next lyric? Know when to hold them, and it was know when to fold them. And I remember I got it wrong the first time. And they were like, "You never heard that?" I hadn't. And then it took me years to actually hear just those lyrics. I never heard that whole song. I didn't know.
I don't even know
what,
where I
didn't know
from.
what it was about. I didn't know what it was about. But that, now I do. That was genius. That was great writing. That was great writing.
That was. He can sing too.
Yeah, he could absolutely sing, but I'm more impressed with the writing of the song. And he said, "I've made a living reading people's faces. Whatever. I see you're out of aces. So for some of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice." That was just bars. Like out of aces in life.
Yeah.
And then you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them,
Every hand's a
Don't count your money
Yeah.
at the table. There'll be time to count
plenty
when the
time
dealing's
for
done.
counting. Every hand's a loser. Every hand's a winner.
There was just so many bars in that, bro.
Hell yeah.
And then said, he broke even, but I found an ace in the words he said, in his last words. That was just bars, bro.
Bars.
That whole thing was just writing. Like, the writing is amazing. The writing is amazing. And it was so simple, but
Yeah, you would just listening to it, like not really paying attention. You think it's just, you know.
Simple, like the melody's simple, the flow, you know, the cadence, it's like a repetitive, but it's like the words are so potent,
Facts.
poignant,
Poignant.
poignant, that it just makes it hit, bro. I don't know. That was a great song. I see. So people be like, oh yeah, like you see songs that like withstand the test of time, years and years and years. And sometimes they don't, sometimes they do. In my opinion, that one does.
Yeah, for sure.
That's one that should go forever. In my opinion. That was just I don't know. That just hit different. That just hit different for me. That was nice.
That was very nice.
That was nice. That was like 6th Street in Austin. Just bars. Facts. Facts. Him and
Just
his voice
bars.
always hit. Flawed journey to a country rapper.
Facts.
Know when to walk away, know when to run. Yeah, that's a bar. That was just such a well written song.